Hey guys, it's Elephant and you're watching the Elephant Show. Today on the Elephant Show, we're going to talk about the Charlotte deal, Obama's bus tour costing taxpayers thousands, and a competitor to the iPhone 4S, the Motorolla, which reveals today the Droid Razr, the world's thinnest smartphone. All of these headlines and more today on the Elephant Show. Tuesday, October 18th, 2011. First things first, we're going to talk about the Charlotte deal, wherever you pronounce it. Charlotte freed in exchange for over 1,000 Palestinian prisoners, with the majority of them being members of groups being designated as terrorists by Washington. And Torres said U.S. was not aware of any Palestinians being denied release because of their concerns, saying the deal was a sovereign decision on Israel's part. According to the Jewish Post, the United States has told Israel it was concerned about some of the Palestinian prisoners being released today in exchange for an IDF soldier under the name of Gilad Shalit, according to AFP. And the U.S. State Department spokesman Mark Toner says some of the prisoners being released has posed a threat, and the U.S. objected to their freedom, which has caused a concern for the country. Now, earlier today, Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton said they were pleased by Shalat's release, where Clinton made a comment during a surprise visit to Tripoli in Libya, said, "We are pleased that the long order has ended for Gilad Shalit," adding it had taken far too long. And White House spokesman Jay Carney told reporters during Obama's bus tour in North Carolina said it was not yet clear how Shalat's release could have impacted the Middle East peace process, but said Obama was personally pleased by the development. Palestinians like, we don't care, we just want our prisoners in Pakistan to be free, we want Gilad Shalit to be in jail, we want to terrorize the U.S. And the U.S. like, oh my God! Even so, the White House spokesman was mentioning the Obama bus tour. His bus tour is costing taxpayers thousands. According to CBS News, if Mitt Romney, Rick Perry, and Herman Cain, or any of the presidential challengers were to embark on a 3-day bus trip like the one now underway by President Obama, it will cost tens of thousands of dollars, or even more than that. Where the president and its assistants will have to pay expenses, including the following: air travel to their first destination, the cost of lodging and meals for the candidate and staff. But not for the Obama campaign, which is really unusual. But in the White House, they declared that Mr. Obama's 3-day trips from North Carolina and Virginia are official events and not campaign appearances, even though the two states are known to be political objectives of his re-election bid. So Mr. Obama's expenses are borne by taxpayers, including probably the cost of his flights aboard Marine One Air Force that has brought him to the first stop yesterday in North Carolina. And then taxpayers paid Mr. Obama for the 2 buses that is used by him and his staff. Another one is costs associated with setting up his speech sites. And another thing is lodging and meals for the president and his political staff. Is Obama making the United States worse by just making taxpayers pay for his bus tour rather than his staff because they don't have enough money? If they don't have enough money, maybe they should make more during their work times, instead of having to like fool around and obviously like just do stupid stuff in Washington where let the Republicans down, oppose the job bill. I mean, if Obama doesn't do a good job, people are not going to reelect him, and he just obviously wasted a lot of money. He's probably going to end up poor. But when Obama came to Asheville, North Carolina, his first stop, the crowds, Obama supporters were cheering for him, saying 4 more years. But for all other people, they're going to say, nah, let the other presidents take over, such as like Mitt Romney, Herman Cain, you know. But now getting into some fun tech news today. Motorolla has revealed this world's thinnest smartphone under the name of the Droid Razr, which the company has agreed to be bought by Google for $12.5 billion, where they hope to compete with their arch rival Apple's iPhone, where it kicks off pre-orders at Verizon Wireless next week, I believe. But the device, which sports a more powerful chip than the iPhone and a higher speed wireless connection, is a bit more expensive than the iPhone, which its starting price is at $299 instead of $199 for the iPhone. According to Fox News, MP analyst Ross Rubin said that while the phone could have been a dent in iPhone sales of Verizon Wireless, it will be unlikely to sell as many as Motorola's previous Razr, which sold more than 130 million units. Only about 10% of the U.S. consumers will buy a $300 phone, Rubin said. That's a relatively small part of the market. At $199, it would have been an explosive seller. A phone at $300 is the same thing as putting the iPhone at $500, which was first released in 2007. This is 2011. This is not the past. Motorola shouldn't raise their prices to make more money, to attract more people to buy. They think they're gonna have a lot of demand because of the expensive price? I don't think so. People are gonna be like, oh, we're not gonna buy the Droid Razr. We're gonna buy the Apple iPhone instead. Motorola said in Fox News today, it was the most successful phone brand in the company's history. Where the higher popularity was from late 2004 until late 2006, when this device started to lose its luster amid tough competition and Harry Carey discounts. There's more about Motorola when they have introduced Moto Active, which is a combined music player, performance tracking, and GPS device aimed at fitness enthusiasts, which the starting price is at $249 for an 8GB and a 16GB model for $299, which is still expensive, still a bit more expensive than the iPod Touch, where you can get an 8GB for only $229 and a 32GB for $299. Can you believe this? Might be also bad news for Apple, not only Motorola, where it's reported that it's part of its estimates on disappointing iPhone sales were reported fourth quarter profit sales that missed analyst expectations after they sold fewer iPhones than analysts projected, where its profit was $6.62 billion at $7.05 share, compared with $4.31 billion or $4.64 a share a year earlier. Cupertino, California-based Apple said today in a statement, revenue in the quarter that ended in September was $28.3 billion. Analysts had predicted a profit of $7.31 share on the sales of $29.6 billion. This year, Apple has only sold 17.07 million iPhones, compared with the 20 million predicted by analysts surveyed by Bloomberg. Consumers held up buying a smartphone ahead of the release of a new version last week after the quarter ended. Apple shares fell in extended trading. The stock had closed at $422.24 in New York. But Apple is expected to sell 11.5 million iPads and 4.4 million Macs, according to the average estimate of 10 analysts surveyed by Bloomberg. Even so, Apple doesn't sell so many iPhones, people are still going to be like shouting out for iPod Touches, iPads, and Macs. Woo! That's it for today's show. And before I leave today, I have one question for you, which is, which company you think is better at making phones? I'm Alan Fun, and I'll see you Thursday.